Good morning and a very warm welcome to Frugalfull. Coffee, cheers to you. My name's Lara and this is a frugal living and budgeting channel, and we are almost at the end of May. We're right at the end of May this weekend, and I'd absolutely love to know how your budget has gone in the month of May. Have you had a marvellous May budget? Have you found that you've blown your budget? Are you doing a no spend month or a no spend year or a low spend month or year? Would love to hear all about it in the comments, so please introduce yourself, and thanks a million for watching. I'm currently in year 2 of a low spend. I did call last year a no spend, but what I decided is it fits in more with the idea of low spend, what I'm doing, rather than no spend. It's low spend in general for food, etc. budget. This year I'm setting myself a limit of £25 a week for food, toiletries, cleaning products, other miscellaneous household items, and over-the-counter medications. So they all come in together, clustered with a designated budget of £25 a week. So on a 4-week month, my budget for the month is £100. May has been a 5-week month, so I've set myself a budget limit of £125. I'm here today to let you know how that went, and also to have a chat to you about tomorrow, but more about that later in the video. First of all, very pleased to say that my budgeting has gone really well for the month of May. Yay! I've stayed within budget. Oh, and just to say, other things in my life out with those areas, I have designated sinking funds. So I just find that I tweak them as I go, as I kind of change priorities in life and different things happen. I'm able to sort of look and adjust my sinking funds accordingly. So it's great because I have a banking app where the account where I deal with that kind of thing in my life, it actually allows me to create separate little mini accounts. So I can call them whatever my sinking fund is. It's so fun because they let you upload a photo, so you can have a themed image, and that's really extra motivating as well. And that helps me manage my sinking funds by keeping them completely separate from my day-to-day spending limit. Spending limit, spending. New word, Lara. Yeah. So, without further ado though, let's get back into how the £25 a week budget's gone, because that's what I focus on at the moment on the channel primarily. So, what I've done is, rather than a week by week breakdown, I've just summarised where I went, what I spent, and roughly what I spent it on, totaling it. So for example, the first one is going to be Lidl. I made multiple visits to Lidl, spending this total. It wasn't all in one big shop. I decided in May to just break it down to lots of little individual shops as I felt I needed certain items. I do sometimes do like a big bulk shop from Asda, an online delivery, and just get everything I need wherever possible just from the one place. And then just try not to set foot in any supermarkets the rest of the month, only going in if I run out of something very specific. But this month I didn't want to do a big bulk shop because it's a minimum spend of £40. So instead what I did is I just picked up the bits and bobs as needed. There were a few non-essential things that I bought, like foodie snacky things, yes, but that was mainly for social reasons or when travelling. And I am being frugal but not depriving myself. It's finding that balance, because life is for living and I can't never have any treats. To me, that's just not realistic and not sustainable. But being very intentionally frugal and being very selective and still having the odd treats here and there, but being more mindful about it, is for the long haul the way to go. So that's more realistic and practical in my view. So first of all, Lidl. Now I will be looking down quite a bit because I've had to write them below here because I will never remember off by heart. So here goes. Lidl, I spent £14.71 and I bought food, milk, which was soya milk or oat milk, and bin bags, pedal bin liners. So that comes under the household category. And then in Asda, I spent £33.40, which was food, coffee, beer, toilet rolls. This was at the beginning of the month. And I also bought a dustpan and brush because my old dustpan and brush, the dustpan broke. And so I decided it was time to get a new set. And it didn't cost very much. I think it was £2 or £2.50. Not bad at all. So that's fair enough. Oh, also, just to say with Asda, because when I do my online shop, I tend to get Bella's cat food delivered at the same time. But at the beginning of the month, a friend had kindly taken me out shopping in their car. So I stocked up on Bella's cat litter and her cat food. So I wasn't having to trawl about with a trolley, getting heavy items. And also, so I didn't need to do a bulk shop from Asda. I'm trying to minimise any heavy shopping because unfortunately I've now hurt my good wrist, which is really frustrating. But anyway, that's a story for another day. So on to M&S, I spent £4.30, two separate shops I went. Once it was £2 and once it was £2.30. That was for snacky items when I was travelling. So I didn't really have other options of shops to go to, which would have been way cheaper than M&S. But hey, M&S snacks, if you have like an M&S food supermarket, if you're in the UK, for example, or elsewhere that does that, M&S do very delicious, very treatsome snacks, and they are very, very delish, and it does feel like a bit of an indulgence. So every now and again, I allow myself that indulgence. So one of life's pleasures, food. So next we've got farm foods. Oh, actually, I think I'll save that one for now. No, I won't. I'll do it. So last Friday, I did a video about farm foods because my mum and I clubbed together and went there and got a big bonanza batch of toilet rolls. Super bargainous they were. So I spent £10 and I got 45 toilet rolls. Amazing. Very happy with that. So I've stocked up big time on those. And if you want to see more about that, check out the video from last Friday. So next we've got B&M, where I spent £28.94 and I bought some jars of food and some snack items of food as stock ups. And I also stocked up on a load of cleaning supplies as well because I'm doing a lot of decorating. Watch this space, there'll be future videos to do with budget decorating. But as part of that, there's a lot of cleanup. So I know there's going to be a lot of cleanup when I get going on that. So I've stocked up a lot on cleaning supplies. Oh, whoops, it cut out. So you can have a supplies and find out more about the decorating on a budget in due course. Next we have Aldi. I spent £9.60 on various food items that I was needing, like a wee top-up shop. And finally, I did have one takeaway in the month as a treat, which was £9.40, and it was a fish supper from the local chippy. And when I say fish supper, what I mean by that is fish and chips. Delicious. Really, really good. That was an extra special treat. So that's everything. Now that all came to a grand total of, drum roll, £110.37. Hooray! So that is £14.63 under budget. So I was within the budget by £14.63, which is just fantastic. So what I can do is carry over £14.63 into one of my sinking funds. It's called the budget buffer. And what I've got that for is if I have a month where I go over budget on something or some unexpected thing crops up where it's a bill or something, like for example recently I had to get pest control, and that's still ongoing because there's rodent activity in my flat. It's getting sorted out, but it's taking a blooming while. So I had to pay a fee to get that service. So this is where things like the budget buffer comes in super handy as an emergency fund for these things life throws at us sometimes. So there we have it. Thank you for watching. And about tomorrow, just to say, tomorrow is going to be the first ever live. I am so excited for this, and I really do hope you're able to join us for that. Let me just double check. I think it's 7 p.m. UK time, so that's like Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. Let's just double check my diary to be sure. To be sure. It is 7 p.m. Saturday 31st of May, 7 p.m. So it would be absolutely amazing if you're able to come along and join us for the first ever live on Frugalfull. How exciting is that? I cannot wait, and it's going to be such a joy and a pleasure to chat to you. And I'm not sure where in the world you're tuning in from, but if you're out with the UK, I hope that that's a suitable time. And if you have any requests or any preferences or would feel that slight adjustment would be helpful, please let me know, and I can see if there's any way for any future lives to try and accommodate for that. So again, thanks for watching, and I really hope to see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you again very soon on the channel. Best wishes, happy Friday, have a super weekend. Bye.